luggage.
We've got the task of moving all the luggage.
And I'm just asking passengers some questions about their Uber experiences. And
Right. Well, I mean, I think the technology is magnificent. That's why it disrupted the taxi industry so effectively.
Yes.
It was just, and taxi industry didn't seem to know how to respond, didn't even plan, and still today cannot compete with the technology.
Yeah.
The downside from my point of view is not as a user, it's more as a concern for workers, is that, there's a lot of Uber drive. Well, I think it's been so unregulated that occupational health and safety wages are not regulated in the same way most workers' wages are regulated.
Yeah.
So I think we need to make sure the regulation's both good, works for the industry, but is fair for everyone.
Yeah.
Consumer as well as the driver.
Yeah.
And I think part of that will come from competition, more competitors as there are in the market other than Uber.
Yeah.
And that will actually mean it will be harder for a monopoly to just treat workers badly, I reckon.
Yeah.
There's no doubt it's very popular. Like, people just love it, particularly if demography sort of below 30, 40, probably everyone.
Yeah.
No one would choose, very few choose taxis today.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's sort of well, good luck with that. But of all the the technological disruptions that have happened in the global economy in the last 20 years, Uber would have to be probably the most successful that disrupts an existing arrangement in such a powerful way that left the sort of pre-existing services just in their wake. Just smashed it.
Yeah.
And it's partly because you feel that you're connected to the driver, you don't have to worry about the money at the end. You can see the driver coming, all of the things that now taxis are trying to replicate, but not the same level of.
So the narrative of the documentary is looking at first how Uber disrupted the taxi industry and why.
Yeah.
But then also looking is Uber now starting to become like the taxi industry and developing the same sort of reputation and problems.
Okay.
Based on the same sort of underlying issues and drivers.
Yeah.
And then the last bit being, what are the alternatives? What can we do to improve?
Yes.
And looking at some of the independent services that are starting to crop up.
Well, I know there's a bunch now, isn't there? 4 or 5 other providers. Not with the same market share of Uber, but
there's DD and Ola, which are the two.
Ola, I know,
and DD.
Isn't there one for women in particular?
There's Sheba,
Sheba, and that's to protect women's safety, isn't it? Like, they feel more safe if there's. Is that what it was?
If they're with a
female driver. Is that what it was?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uber tried to replicate that in some way.
Okay. Finding women drivers.
By giving people the option to
filter.
If you're a female to book with a female driver. But I don't know how many people do that. I think that just limits your options then for when you need a lift.
Of course. Yeah.
So
but it might be for the driver as well, if you think about it, especially late at night. So if you think about it for the consumer, maybe wanting
a female driver would be more comfortable with women in the car.
Yeah, like most men are going to be totally fine, but it only takes one.
Yes.
One person, one aggressive man.
And
it's scary enough for drivers at night. Taxi drivers, Uber drivers, male drivers. Let alone a woman on her own. If someone say they're inebriated, customers get into the car.
Yeah.
And you're one out. I know there's security cameras, but that's not immediate response.
I've heard a few creepy stories from a few ladies.
Because whether there's, I don't know what level of
tried to touch them.
Of course, like what level of due diligence is there, for like assessing the.
Well, drivers do have to go through a criminal history check.
Do they? Yeah.
But that's if they've never offended or never been caught, then
or if they've never been convicted, even if charged, probably wouldn't be on their record.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.